Hello everybody, PSI8 here today. And before we start commentary, I would just like to thank Valency for the wallpaper he made for me, which I think, as you will see in the beginning, as well as you saw, it was a picture of the Protoss logo on smoking, and then my Starcraft name. So I'd like to thank you for that, Valency. Let's get into this game. This was a 1v1 between me, spawning as the red Protoss, and the blue Zerg, who is Clumsy Ninja, who was, I'm in the Bronze League, and he was pretty good. Let's go to the APM. My APM, I do like to spam my APM, so obviously it's going to be pretty high. I like to spam my keyboard. I usually do that for a few seconds when I first start up the game, just to kind of warm up. Then it just kind of goes down. But, a good way to spam, just keep setting your rally point to there. This game I go for a fast expand using cannons, which is something I like to do because I find that if you can secure that fast expansion, you can get a robotics facility, and then you can send out that scout to go see what's going on in the enemy's base and then counter whatever they're building. Setting up my, let's go to the income. Right now I'm a little behind here. Let's look at some here. I don't even know what I'm doing. Let's just keep an income. The build order is basically a standard build order. Other than the fact that I think I did screw up my timing here. It's supposed to be a 12 forge, but it turned out to be like a 13 forge. But it's supposed to be a 12 forge, a 9 pylon, 12 forge, and then even throw up a gateway right when your forge is about to finish, which is what I do here. Because I come here, I don't see any pool. So I pretty much know I'm not going to be seeing any sort of early aggression, so I don't really need to put up any cannons. I like to put up cannons. A lot of people usually just like take a zealot and make a choke so they can just keep the one zealot there. But I don't like doing that because I find sometimes what a Zerg player will do is, say my choke is right here, he'll sit here and he'll attack this pylon and force me to move out of my position and open up my base, which would 2 zealots would solve that problem, but I'd much rather just have cannons. His spawning pool just popping right now. He probably has a standard. Well, actually, that's a 17 pool. Well, it probably started building earlier, but it's a pretty late pool, I guess. I don't play Zerg. I really don't know. My timings were a little screwed up in this game. I don't know why my timings just weren't very good. Ideally, you're gonna want to be getting this expand probably under the 10-minute mark. Now, being in bronze, I find this is really, really efficient, just because of the fact that in bronze, a lot of times you'll see players don't even expand. Like this guy I don't think he even expands at all this game. Which is actually, it's very important to expand in StarCraft, but a lot of times players just don't expand in Bronze League, which is it's a big mistake. I mean, because honestly, expanding, it gets you so much extra money, and you're gonna need that money in the mid game to late game. Well, especially in the late game because you're gonna be going for some pretty high tech. But in the mid game, because you're going to need to be able to mass up units and whatnot. I like to build my cannons like this. 2 cannons here, especially on a map like this. 2 cannons here, then I think I put another 2 there. It'd probably be better if I got a stalker or 2, but I just started getting my gas. I got my gas way too late. Although I got really lucky because this guy... Now, the thing this is very, very vulnerable against is a push into your main. Like, say he were to just walk past these cannons with a few Zerglings. I mean, these cannons obviously can hold off the Zerglings. But he is going for roaches. I'm not too sure what he was going for this game. I don't know. I think he was going for mass muta, if I remember properly. Because I played this game a while ago. And the odd thing is, I remember he does just leave for no apparent reason. Like, it looked like I won't even spoil what happens, but it looked like the game still could have went on, but he just leaves for whatever reason. I like to send in a zealot, try to get into his mineral line or see what's going on in his base. But he has 4 Zerglings not here. Should be enough to deal with him, but he's not properly microing this guy, so I just kind of kite him, just try to get one unit to come after me, and then I run all the way in on accident, and I think he ends up dying. Or maybe not. Probably does. Nope, but he reveals these roaches to me, which I don't think I even noticed, because, I mean, if I see roaches, I'm getting my robotics bay, not for the roaches, for the observer. Excuse me. Anyway, I'm getting this robotics bay so I can get an observer to see what's going on inside of his main. I'm sick right now. Oh my god. And I want to see what's going on inside of his main so I can properly counter this. My expand went down around the 6-minute mark, maybe. Somewhere around there, since it just finished building. He has not expanded yet, so now I'm going to be way ahead once I start saturating these minerals and whatnot. Because a 2-base Protoss beats a 2-base Zerg. And in my opinion, so obviously a 1-base Zerg versus a 1-base Protoss. The Protoss is going to have a pretty big advantage. But I'm not able to hold the space for very long, though, because this Roach force does overwhelm the force I have defending this, which is like nothing. Like, honestly, ideally, I should probably have a lot more stuff because I just tend to sit on minerals too much. That's not a good idea. I do eventually get level 1 upgrades, but not yet, I guess. Ideally, a good idea probably would be to get some level 1 upgrades right now. I guess he was going for some sort of roach rush, maybe, because that's a pretty decent amount of roaches. I mean, if you look at my base right now, you would say I'm like basically boned right now, because that's a lot of roaches. That's 1, 2, 3. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's 16. That's 19 roaches versus. Let's look at my army tab. What is it? Units? Yeah, units. 1 immortal and 33 probes versus 17 roaches. At this point, I thought, oh shit, I'm screwed. Like, I literally thought here it's over. I just lost because I fell to a roach rush. But luckily, here comes the warp gate to save my butt. So I get my warp gate out, and I know immediately I need to get some sentries soon. I should be getting them soon. I think I was trying to decide what exactly to get. I get a sentry here because I know the sentries can use force field, and that force field can block my ramp off. And right now, it looks like I pretty much lost. I wanted to keep these guys mining for as long as possible, just so that I still gain that little bit of economic advantage I got from capturing it. And obviously, I'm sitting on too much stuff, too many minerals actually, and he's sitting on too much gas. If you look at the income tab, I'm pretty sure my income's a lot higher. Yeah, because I've been making so many more probes than he has. And he just remains burrowed here, maybe to heal up, maybe just to hide his things till he's ready. But here he comes. I've been able to get 2 immortals out, and he even has more roaches coming in to reinforce. My cannons just finished. I'm moving this sentry up so I can force field my ramp to try to keep him out for as long as possible. My force field is screw up there. It's not really, and he pulls back here. Probably doesn't want to lose 20 units, although he probably could have kept them up here and then kept them here and been attacking my upper here. Now just pumping immortals because I know I'm going to need immortals. There is, I mean, right now it looks like I'm screwed because honestly he's got me backed into my main. I thought he probably had expanded by now, and at this point I know if he'd expanded, it's over. He has burrow, which is a good idea. He probably could have tried to burrow up my ramp, but I did not want that to happen. So what I did was I got an observer out as fast as I can, because if he was smart, actually no, I have cannons. I completely forgot about that. Alright, if I didn't have cannons, then he could have just burrowed up my ramp. I didn't even realize that I had cannons. Well, I knew, but I probably wasn't really paying attention. Now, he stays back for too long. And the reason I'm saying this is because he's letting these sentries, they're kind of building up their energy now, so I can have 2 force fields up and possibly a 3rd one up by the time he's going to be re-pushing. He's just reinforcing right now with roaches and more roaches. If you have someone backed into their main, you should be expanding, really. I mean, there's no reason to stay back. I mess up my micromanagement there. Should have had these changed, but I don't know what the hell I was doing. And this is a pretty big roach army. That's a pretty crazy roach army. I know I gotta kill these guys, 'cause then they'll lose their vision up here. But I'm just failing with these immortals. I'm not very good with these immortals, and he's gonna try to repush. I think I'm able to force field my ramp once more. And I'm not too sure if he pulls back here. I'm not sure what happens here, because it looks like I'm about to lose. For whatever reason, he burrows. I don't know what he's doing. I think he's just trying to toying around here, because he could have won this right here. This is 18 roaches again versus 3 immortals, 4 immortals, and a few stalkers. And then, I mean, like, honestly, I don't know what the hell he was doing. I couldn't even force field. Now I was scared. I was like, oh shit, I can't force field. But somehow they do kind of hold it for a little while. I get more sentries. Because I know I got to force field this ramp, and I do waste a force field here. I remember I just kind of, maybe I don't. Oh no, when I was trying to snipe these burrowed roaches, which obviously if this is happening, just unburrow, because you move slower while burrowed. There's no reason to stay burrowed if you're getting killed. And for whatever reason, I think I do attempt to like push, because I figure, oh wow, I just killed his whole army. But no, Zerg can just remass without any real problem. Kill off this little roach army. I figure, okay, let's